So we initially talked about being sure to watch for that perpendicular, being flexible, and notice how different that is out there. Having that flexibility in your hands, because when I'm in closed space at orchestra, sometimes I don't open my arm up. That's a video I'm going to post that I forgot to post. But you can see how much more the elbow needs to open up for the upper half of the bow. So you can use this to tune, but it's a great warm-up. And I highly recommend doing maybe more than this. But we've been talking about doing scales and the egg of fifths. So here, do, our scale. That many people start with. And this is just doing them for good tone. I like peeling the fingers off because that is like that radius ulnus thing. And then the do, ti, la, sol, fa, re, do. And then you can do same pattern for G major, except now we have C major, C natural. Going around that circle of the fifth, what was T now becomes fa, re, do, like in the flat keys. And then the same thing for C major. Seven natural, seven sharps is C sharp, same as D flat. And seven flats is same as B. So those are kind of interesting ways of thinking of it. Now, from there, we talked about doing C major, which is the same pattern as F major would be. And then if I go do, do, re, mi, I have that flat one, so that's where I need to do that extension hand. Or and then do, re, fa, sol, la, ti. From the top, that E, F in fourth position. And then C major, let's stack it up this time. I know I like peeling off, but if you've done that much, you've done a lot of peeling off. Now, is 1, 2, 4. We didn't talk about this today yet. This is when your bridge is lowered. You can go to the A harmonic, 2 on B, La, Ti, and then Do. That's going to be your easiest 3-octave scale someday. That's too hard, don't worry about it. Also, at the beginning of the lesson, we talked about this overlapping bow thing to get better legato tone. So any of these scale things, it really makes you connect between the notes. So that's an overlapping bow pattern that I really like to do, overlapping slurs. Now, this is where life gets a little tricky because we introduced this flat thing. That introduced B flat as fa in the key of F. If I'm in E flat, do, re, mi, fa is A flat, sol is B flat. If I'm in B flat, E flat is fa. So for the key of F, B flat is fa. For the key of B flat, E flat is fa. with the key of E flat, A flat as well. You're kind of following that. So those are good to practice. And then F. And then you can see you could do but don't do that too much. Until we get that lowered bridge. Now, this is where it gets tricky, because if you're wanting to do this higher octave of E flat, starting here, do, re, mi, and I want to end up on do, do, re, mi, do, ti, la. All I need to do to fill in between is that sol fa, B flat, A flat. So you could do this. I mean, that wouldn't be so bad. Am I still in the picture?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a lot of shifting. So maybe that'll help with your rationalization of how this works. Do, re, mi, then I go to A flat here. La, sol. If I put one on the 2 spot, I got la, ti, do for E flat. Do, ti, la, sol, fa, re, do. And again, just like those other scales, once I learn that pattern, I've got 2 or 3 more scales. Well, there's A flat. Do, re, mi. Here's that A flat, B flat. Sol, and then do, ti, la, sol, fa. That's in 3rd position. No, 2nd position. 3rd position. And then 1st position with the D extension. Mostly I know where my fingers are. If it's on a B or a B natural, that would be 2nd position, C would be 3rd position. That gets really confusing, doesn't it? Re, mi, 2, 4. And then la, ti, do. And you're using all 3. And then from D flat. And this is using a rhythm that's more helping you do the scale. So once you got the pattern, you could do something like that major scale 1 octave pattern. Hey, my good tone work paid off. You could also do the overlapping. And I know it's kind of complicated, but if you start getting those sounds of the key, I think that will really help. Now, what's neat about E flat, A flat, D flat is, of course, I can use my opens. Same E I used for F major, but then do, re, mi. Ooh, this gets interesting. There's the D sharp. And then it gets complicated for cello because you only cover a 3rd instead of 4th. So this would be a weird 2 octave E major. Half position. But you see, by doing some of those other scales, you can see how you could figure out other patterns. And then you always have to remember, if I'm in E major, I'll have D sharp and C sharp. Whereas if I'm in D major, it won't be C natural, it'd have to be C sharp if you're playing a piece in D major. That's a lot of scaly stuff that I think you could stop and start And with this sheet, I think it'll help introduce you to scales, because I don't know what you're playing yet, and if it's got some scaly stuff, I think it'll at least help you to get a little bit of a start in, you know, those first, second, third position, I don't even know what key, fourth position. This is where you want to start being comfortable, and pretty much it'll open up the whole egg of fifths, circle of fifths thing for you. That's good.